Hello everyone, this is Keerthan here. So in this video, let's talk about why people do what they do, right? Because I've been seeing these patterns in people when I'm actually coaching the students or coaching the system builders or coaching the innovators. So one thing that what I've seen is that people cry when certain things doesn't go well in their life, or they cry even after doing the same mistakes again and again and again. Right? So why do that particular things happen? Even though intentionally they don't want to do it, but still they do it and they cry, right? So that is something that is very, very interesting to see. Why does that actually happen? What is that main reason why? Think about it. If you actually consider for a pig, right? If you just let it go just like that, where it will go? Right? It will go into pit back again. It enjoys that drainage, or it enjoys that pit, right? So if you bring him back again, if you make him bath, if you get everything right for the pig, where do you think it will go back again? It will go back into the same old thing. So same thing is true with an individual as well. If unless and until you break a pattern, things will not happen. But the choice with the pig doesn't have any choice, but with humans we do have choices. We can change our behavior, right? Because for a pig, so there is, nature has put a limitation that okay, you got to be like this, you cannot change it, because pig doesn't have a consciousness. But it is not the same thing is true with the humans. So with any behavior which is non-supportive for you, you can change it. But I have something for you here, very, very special, right? I was actually seeing this particular video. I said, wow, this is really, really a good example why people behave the same way even after they knowing that it is going to be painful. Have you seen people, they know that it is a big mistake, they're going to get up in a painful state, but they still do it and they cry, right? So the examples could be people know that smoking is injurious to health, but still they do it. And they still cry, I don't know how to get out of the smoking. Same thing is true with alcohol, or same thing is true with drugs, same thing is true with any addictions, or same thing is true with any unwanted behavior, like they don't want to keep on scrolling on Instagram, or keep on watching YouTube videos, or keep on browsing in Google, or any of that. They don't like that behavior, right? So they feel I want to change this, but they still end up being there like a pig. Right? So you have consciousness. One thing that you have to understand is that you have consciousness. So if you actually be there and understand. So I'm going to talk about that at the end of this particular video. So make sure that you watch it till the end. And if you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, subscribe so that you get all the notifications and all the videos at the first. So don't miss that particular activity. So let's go and watch the video right now. Are you ready? So let's go and watch the video. It's a beautiful video. So it's a very small video that will teach you something very, very powerful. Let's go and watch that. Okay, fantastic. I hope that you have seen that little kid, right? So going and doing the same mistake and crying even after the solution that it has got, but still it tries to do the same thing and cry, right? The reason why people do what they do is because of three important reasons. How many reasons? Three important reasons. Because the number one reason, for example, think about any behavior or a habit that you wanted to change in your life. Could be waking up early in the morning, or it could be you getting more disciplined with your tables or your room, or it could be so you wanted to actually get healthy or lose weight, or you wanted to be in a good relationship where you decide that relationship is all about giving, but you somewhere end up back in your old pattern. Any of that particular thing, because we learn and we grow, but if you don't sustain that, you'll end up back in the same old pit, right? So that is where it is very, very important to understand why we do what we do, right? So the number one reason why people do what they do, even if you consider the robber or the murderer, or even people who are doing nasty things in their life, they too have a reason for why they do what they do. Or people who might be really good to you, suddenly they betray you, right? Suddenly they actually turn against you. right? So people who are talking really good about you suddenly change themselves and start turning against you or talking negative about you, or any of this particular. Why is that behavior changes? Why is that the shift happens? All of that is because of this one single reason, because there is an internal need that is met for them, right? Like for example, in the kid case, you saw that kid going back again and putting its leg into the corner and crying, and even though the solution is got, again it does the same thing and cry, right? Because so the need of attention, right? People want attention today, right? So the need of attention could be one reason, or the need of approval could be another reason, or need of being right? So they're thinking that I want to be right could be another reason why people do that, or the need of survival, right? For a robber, for him, like he believes that okay, so this marketplace is not fair enough, like the kinds of beliefs. That's the second reason why people do what they do. The first reason is the need, internal need, right? So like for example, right now it could be with a smoker, the chain smoker. There is an internal need that is getting met. Unless and until you identify that consciously and break that and change that need to something else, you will not be able to come out of that, right? The internal need. The second one is the beliefs, the strong logical beliefs that what you have about something. Something could be like, so you know that you want to get out from the alcohol behavior, but you have strong beliefs that it's okay to have drinks once in a while. Then you will not be able to leave that, because that's the strong logical association or the belief that you already have about that. Or it could be like you might be a murderer, or you might be like, definitely you wouldn't be watching this if you're a murderer, that's a different story. I'm just giving an examples here, right? So what are the possible reasons? Like you might be thinking that even all the people who have done nasty, like Osama bin Laden or all these particular things, right? So they used this gadget called as mind, right? So if this is not in a stable hands, it can go against you and it can go against everyone around you, right? If this is stable, this can be beautiful for you and this can be beautiful for everyone around you, right? So which means that what I want you to share here is, what is that particular need? If you don't have control over your need, right? If you don't have the right associations of need patterns, then it can ruin your life. The second one is the beliefs. Like if murderer believes, or even the terrorists today, they believe that so killing somebody for their nation is good. That's what makes them do what they do today, right? Or so in order to do, like execute a behavior, you need to have a need and you need to have a strong belief about it. Then behavior cannot be denied, right? The third thing is, somewhere you enjoy it, somewhere internally. Like even if you consider the case of pig, so even though it gets back into the pit, somewhere it enjoys that particular process, right? It could be even the same thing is true. Like you might be saying that, like even why politicians do corruption, or why. So somewhere the need, beliefs and the enjoyment is actually coming in the process, right? So somewhere you have fun doing that. So how do we break this, right? So this is a very important question to answer, right? How do we break this? So breaking this particular pattern requires rituals. Number one is rituals. You need to have a strong pattern. Like I'll tell you a small example. I used to be doing this particular thing, like whenever I used to be in the house. So you might have experienced this for yourself as well, right? Biting the nails, right? Doing like this. So this is a behavior, right? There is a need met internally and there is a belief that it's okay to actually do that, or then you enjoy doing that, or like whenever you get tensed, you actually do that, or whatever. It could be one reason. So the way how you actually come out of that particular thing could be like this, as I said, ritual. Right now, so I created a ritual in terms of like, probably you can have a ritual. Number one could be, you can put a rubber band around your waist, right? So wrist. So and then what you do is that whenever you try doing that, you identify that consciously, take that rubber band, do tick. So now what will happen? It will be very, very painful. The moment you associate pain to your need, right, or to your beliefs, or to that pattern, you don't enjoy anymore. You feel like, okay, it's better not to do this. So but in my case, it was a bit worse here. right? So what used to happen when I was very young, when I used to do this, my mother used to take this what we can call, so for dosa in India, so they have a separate thing to actually take out the dosa. So she used to come and beat it on my fingers. Now it's like very painful. Now I can't do that again. So it's a pain, association of pain to something will actually make you break that pattern. No matter what, I don't want to be doing this particular thing anymore, right? So that is very important. So what is that particular thing that I know for sure, like if you're a kid of 1990, so that kind 1990, 1995, like that, so you might be actually been remembering this. Like I remember, like when I not used to write something properly, like I used to just write it like that. So what teachers used to do is they used to take my fingers like this, put a pencil here, and then bring this together and turn it around. It's like very painful, right? But it is not to hurt. So in India, in Indian culture of education, there used to be something called as shiksha, right? So shiksha is actually for your betterment, if you actually truly understand. Or it could be like doing buskis. They used to do something called as buskis. Like why is that it used to be doing like that? So because it is also for well-being. They have even thought what is the well-being of that particular thing is also, it is good for brain. If you today scientifically it has been proven as well, you doing buskis is good for your spine, and it is also good for your mind, right? So all these things are there, right? So one thing that I want you to understand is the ritual, a ritual that can stop your patterns or your behavior, being consciously. See, the good way to actually say, the easiest way to say is like you be conscious and say no to it. No, sometimes it will not happen. That is when we require a ritual to break it. That ritual you have to decide in advance. Okay, I don't, like for example, you want to lose weight, but still you keep on ending up eating like junk food. You keep on ending up eating like non-veg or any of that particular thing. You need to have a proper ritual that, like, you imagining yourself going into a deadly disease, you just keep on doing that. Then you feel like, okay, I don't want to do that, right? You associate the pain for a pattern much more than the gain that what you are having instantly. Then you will be able to break that pattern, right? So hope that you are able to understand that, like, that could literally change the everything, that whatever you actually going to make things happen, right? The second thing is a social commitment, right? So first thing is ritual, the second thing is social commitment. What do I mean by that? Which means that you socially committing to everybody that I'm going to actually get out of this particular thing, that whatever I hate doing in my life, right? It could be like I am not going to get into non-veg anymore, or I'm going to lose weight and I'm not going to have this behavior. You need to understand what behavior is letting you to be in a overweight condition, right? All these things are very important. The second one is social commitment. And the third one is the accountability buddy, right? You need to be having somebody in your life who is very closer to you and also who is support you to actually you getting out of that particular behavior, right? So that behavior is non-supportive for you and also for people around you. Then say, I want to have an accountability buddy. So like you practice whatever the new behavior, condition your mind, condition yourself for that, and then if you actually do that for like 30 days or so, then that partner gives a party for you. So if you break it, then you got to give a party for that particular partner, something like that, right? So could actually give like huge value, or that partner or the accountability partner who is supporting you, appreciating you. Wow, today whole day you didn't do this, fantastic, right? So we also can associate things for a new behavior with a gain, right? Somebody supporting you, somebody appreciating you, somebody recognizing you, right? This something will make us actually do. So humans are creatures of habits, right? So if you have the right rituals, if you have the right social commitment, environment, and also the accountability partner, so whatever you are doing can be changed because you have consciousness, right? So make that decision to do today. So what I want you to do is that whatever the habit that which is unsupportive for you, or behavior that is unsupportive for you right now, it could be like disciplined with your self, disciplined with your room, disciplining with anything, right? So whatever it is, that just type it down in the comment box today here and write down what are the new habits and the supportive environment. So make that social commitment here itself, right? So when you make that social commitment saying that I'm going to change from here onwards for the next 30 days, things are going to happen for you if you stick to that, right? I hope that you make this particular things happen and take things to the next level. So see you in the next video training.